All right, everyone. Welcome back to another Automotive and Anime Watch and Talk. Thank you so much for the love and the support and the detailed and respectful, especially respectful comments that you guys left in the last Watch and Talk. I think it brought up a lot of good topics, a lot of good points of views. It's not one team against the other team. I don't think it should be like that. I think it should be being open-minded and sharing what why or the reasoning behind you decide to buy certain parts. I like one comment that my buddy Easy mentioned about when he first started in the car game. That was like one of the best burst of joys, or that was when he was the happiest, when he was buying, even if it was replica parts. And it brought me back. I used to get super excited for buying a tow hook or stickers, window visors, things like that, because my budget was extremely limited, and that's what I had at the time. And I'm sure people may not, like the direction that the car was going, but I had a lot of fun. And so I just want to say thank you guys so much for being super respectful for to everybody who just wanted to share their point of view. So thank you. That's exactly what this Watch and Talks should do. Should bring out different perspectives and things like that. And so the idea is that we're always moving forward. We're always moving in a positive manner as a community. Definitely never mean to be this divisive around here. And hopefully we can respect everyone's points of view, budgets, built, and all, everything in between. So if you do celebrate Christmas or holidays, happy holidays to you. As this time, I am wearing leggings as I was in the last Watch and Talk. It looks sunny, but it was a little bit, chilly. So I'm not just wearing leggings just to wear leggings, in case anybody's wondering. But yeah, what are you guys up to? I know that it's the end of the year, and I think we get caught up on, trying to, I don't know if it's buying the best deals or things like that. I don't know. It'd be cool to know what you guys have bought for your car. I ended up buying some wheels. I ended up using Yahoo Japan auctions for the very first time. I was talking to my buddy Easy about it. I'm like, let me see if the wheels, make it on time, and they actually make it. And then if they do, then I'll definitely be looking to purchase more things from that website in the future. So I think that'd be pretty cool. Wheels themselves, they're not the most popular ones. They're just some Enki wheels. But the specs are really hard to find, and I've never seen them around here on this side of the state. So super excited about that, and hopefully we can go ahead and get those, and then put some tires. Obviously, I'll do some videos about it, and so yeah. So I think that the main reason for today's discussion, being the holidays, it brought quite a bit of not nostalgia, to be honest with you, but it just brought a lot of memories from when I was a young kid in Mexico City, and my grandma would celebrate Christmas and all that stuff. I think it was pretty cool that she left that legacy. She's no longer with us, but she did. She would do the best to wrap things up and to make it as holiday season. And one of the things that she would always remind me of is like to work hard and to you know uh, take your time when you're building something. That's what she would always tell me. Like, hey, do the best you can. There's no reason why you shouldn't. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't worry about what they have or what they don't have. And these were the lessons that she was putting in me as a 6, 7, 8 year old. And it's crazy because I obviously carry those lessons with me. It's now a little bit more difficult with social media. We're constantly looking at what the neighbor has, what somebody in Japan has, like we're constantly looking, okay, that guy bought new wheels, or that guy bought new car, blah, blah, blah. It's difficult. And so the reason why on this specific Wash and Talk, I left out a couple parts. One, when one of my neighbors had left the camera in front of his garage, and he's like, he needed to leave. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, for. So I moved the camera. He didn't have to wait. And right after, another neighbor came by and parked his truck, and so it blocked the view for a little bit. Not really, but he just parked. And the reason why I left those two parts is because the entire time I was doing, I think I also dropped the bottle one of the times I was changing the water or something like that. And the reason why I left those scenes there is because I was thinking the entire time I was watching the car, I was thinking about delay gratification. As you guys know, the plans, the goals. I will be doing an updated goal sheet for 2023. Now that we're coming close to an end, a few of the things that I have done there, I've been able to accomplish, and I'm very very proud of that and very happy. A lot of it has to do with you guys helping me out. Some of it is like numbers, like reaching certain numbers on YouTube, certain numbers on Instagram, but most of them are experiences, and I can say that even though we didn't have the most experiences this year, we had some very extremely meaningful ones, and so I'm definitely gonna be doing less of little things and more of big things, and so that's the reason why this Christmas or this holiday season, I decided not to buy myself these extreme amounts of material things. This red car could have been painted a long time ago, and I almost did, but my buddy Armando talked some sense into me. He was like, "Don't paint it. Like, get yourself a spot first, then paint it, and then you're gonna be a little bit happier." And I was like, "Okay." So I did listen to him, and I'm glad I did because I know that if the car would have been scratched, not if, it's just when. I live in a community where I don't know why it's okay to damage other people's property. I mean, I see it with some new cars here. They park the new cars, and then before I know it, they're scratched up, and I'm like, why do people do that? But that's the community that I live in, and so I know that it would have bothered me very very much. To have got the car painted. So thank you, Armando, for that. And so the reason, like I said, I left those scenes are, and you guys will see them, it's because it's a constant reminder that my neighbors look at me, watch my car, and they see a camera. I'm sure some of them know I have a YouTube channel. Some probably think like, "What's up with that guy?" But the idea is that like these are the moments where the few of you, and I say few, obviously there's 1,000 of you guys, which is a lot. But the few of you guys that tune into these Washington talks will be able to see the progression, right? The goal is to have a place to live that has better amenities or space. The goal is to be able to continue to grow the channel, and in those sense, I think it's gonna allow for different opportunities, such as right now I have the 830. I'm enjoying driving it. And in the future, if I have the space in the room, I most likely will keep it and just lower it, and that's it. It's a great car. It's a great looking car. And I know that it's one of those cars that I always wanted. And so what's really lacking from my end, getting more cars. I'm sure a lot of you guys are the same way. It's just the space. There's no space, and that's a huge challenge. And so the challenge and the idea that I'm like, okay, I'm delaying gratification. I'm delaying buying things to put bandages. I need to be able to be okay with my current circumstance and be okay with the fact that it's not exactly the phase that I want to be in for the rest of my life. And so I just have to be patient. And so patience is hard, man. It's extremely difficult for me to say, okay, don't go get a new car, or don't do this, because you're looking at a goal 5 6 months, a year from now. I've been working on some goals for the last 2 3 years, and even though it doesn't seem like I'm getting ahead, I know that for a fact that I am. I know. So it just takes time. And so I'm always reminded what my grandma would say, just mind your own business, work at your own pace, try to be better than you were before. And that, I think, goes a long way. I think I'm in a different stage and phase of my life that I don't want to take for granted. I mean, just 2 years ago, I couldn't even wash the car because I wasn't living in the same city that I am now. And 2 3 years ago, my goal was to come back. I just did not want to be where I was working and living at the time. And now that I have that, it's almost like I take that for granted. So I'm like, okay, let me remind myself that now I'm able to wash my car. Now I have this sense of space where I can go ahead and wash the car and enjoy myself, because like I mentioned to you guys, to me washing the car is very therapeutic. But there's days that I don't even want to wash the cars because there's a process of putting the pressure washer and cleaning and setting it up. Had I had my own space, I would just have the pressure washer hooked up all the time and just plug and go, and but this time I have to plug it in, have to put this, put that, so it's a process. And I think it's so easy for me to forget, like, hey, just 2 years ago, you were in a whole different situation. Remember, and so This end of the year thing is trippy because a lot of us are. I don't know if we're feeling that it's the end of the year, so we have a fresh start. I've never been of that mentality. I don't. At least I don't subscribe to that. Where like New Year, new me. That's never been me. Like if today is the 24th or the 28th of December, like don't start till the first. Like start now. Whatever you're trying to do, um, because it's not. Like just because it's a new month, it doesn't mean that that's it. Maybe it helps you. Maybe some of you guys are out there like, nah, like that really helps me. I'm motivated. Okay, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want, whatever works for you. I just know that for me, the best way to accomplish something is to just say start now. Uh, and so I don't know. It gets me thinking about the different goals that we're working towards, and once we achieve them, then we kind of just take them for granted, and then we move forward with the next one, the next one, the next one. And so I don't know if any of you guys have ever felt that way, where you guys had to remind yourself, nah, man, just 3 years ago you weren't in the same situation. Like don't forget, don't take this for granted, don't unappreciate or show a lack of gratitude from where you're at. And again, I understand that some of you guys are having a challenging year, a challenging time. Um, you guys could care less about material things, and so a big warm heart. I mean, a hug going your way. Hopefully things get better because at the end of the day, you guys know that without health, nothing else matters, and so um, that's in essence the big message, right? Like car stuff and all this, it's second. It's nothing super important at the end of the day, unless you have health, and that goes without saying that that's the most important thing. And so I hope everyone who listens to this is going through some good times. And it got me thinking about like Christmas and all these things, or how people have to work those days. And it's tough, especially if you're very religious, or you're very into the holidays. But just remind yourself, this is for the well-being of your family. This is for more important things, and that's okay. You get to see your family the next day, and let that be it. Don't get discouraged for the current situation. Don't let that um you know kind of keep you from continuing to dream and see things the way you want them. Like I said, I'm here with the little pressure washer that I really like. I mean, I need to get a better foaming gun and things like that. But for the time being, I'm very happy with the cars that I have. I'm very happy with what I'm building, in my personal life, and so there's always gonna be something that may not be according to plan, right? Like there's a joke that says you make a plan and God or the universe laughs, and it's true. There's only so much you can plan, but I still believe on being structure and planning, and doing the best you can. I think that it goes a long way. And so as you guys can tell right here, I'm foaming the car. I really like the way the cars look foam. This is absolutely my favorite. I shouldn't even call it foaming because it doesn't even foam. It's just like I need to get a better gun and better little nozzle. Um, but yeah, this is my favorite part. I love the way the cars look like that. Something about it, don't know, can't explain it. This and clean the wheels, especially the white wheels when it's really really dirty. That satisfaction when you rinse it and the dirt comes out. It's pretty cool. My ideal, like I mentioned, my plans for the future would be to be able to park the car in my driveway, put it on jack stands, take off the wheels, clean the inner fenders, clean the wheels separately, clean the engine. Like that would be my next kind of vision of wash and talk. Um, One of the other major dreams is to wash the car when it's raining outside. Obviously, with the cover on, I wouldn't be washing the car when the car's raining. But that's another one of my goals, to have a place where I can have some protection, and when it's raining, just go and wash the car, and have those natural raining sounds in the background. I don't know. I will be, like I told you guys, I will be buying a wireless microphone. I don't know if I want to use it while I wash the car. Matt from Obsessed Garage, he washes the car and talks. I don't think I'll be able to do that. One, I'm like breathing nonstop, and I don't think you guys will want to hear that. And number two, I think I don't want to. keep trying to have the conversation without having it in the back of my head. I don't know how Matt does it. Like, he just likes to talk a little bit more. And don't get me wrong, I like to talk too, but maybe let's just go with he's much better at talking at the mic. Um, but yeah, that's kind of going back to the goal setting for 2023. Those are the goals, man. The goals are to continue saving for a house or somewhere where I can wash the car and park them and hopefully do more cool car stuff. I know that I'm not the most mechanical person, but part of it is I'm very hands on. I can learn if I see you do it or if I do it myself. But if you give me a book, I'm not able to learn. I'm not the best at following directions, and I know that there's a few maintenance things like Rosie. This car needs the wheel bearing on the right. I haven't done it. Why? Because I'm like, there's always going to be something that goes wrong, like a castle nut, gets stripped or something. And if it's parked on the street, I don't want to be dealing with that. So hopefully I have a couple of days off from work this upcoming weeks, and I can utilize my mom's space, so I can go ahead and change the wheel bearing there. I have it. It should be the right one. And then Jackie, I still haven't changed the ignition switch. I need to change that. So she also needs what is it, the mud flap? No, the side skirt. I haven't been to the junkyard now. I don't know why. Just again, it's one of those things that before, when I had the space, I would go to the junkyard. I could, you guys seen the videos. I would go to the junkyard just for fun, and then come home and change one or two things. Now with not having the space, it's like it just gets discouraging because it's just like I have to jack it up on the street. Last time I did the oil change and on the coupe, and my wife was like, "Are you gonna record that?" I was like, "No, I don't want to be dealing with recording." And she's like, "You should record it. That way, one day when you have your own space, you're gonna look back at those videos and say, look how much, how far I've come." And I'm like, "Yeah, just in the moment, I don't want to deal with that. So that's why I'm doing that with the wash and talks. I'm like, okay, I'll do it with the wash and talks. I'll record and I'll show. I mean, I'll wash my wife's car. Sometimes independently. I don't record it. Just let me get it out of the way. And so let's be honest, I like washing my cars more than I like washing her car, just because it's just different to wash. And I don't know, but that's the goal. One of the major goals, is to be able to have a space of my own. And then car wise, I'm not really, I'm kind of laying back on the whole Porsche and 63 Impala right now. I think those will come at its time. um and I just got to be patient, but those are like the most material things I want. Now, granted, they're not cheap. I'm not saying that those are extremely expensive. Um, Big apologies to the neighbor that I had to move the car, the camera out of their garage space. Um, and then like legit 20 30 seconds later, the truck you'll see right now, it covers and parks, and that's my neighbor. But and 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 that's like one of the major issues, not issues, challenges that I have going on, I guess, that I need my own space. I want my own space, and it will happen. I think houses right now are kind of coming down finally, because the interest rates have been at 6-7%, and it makes it difficult to find a house. But we'll continue saving our pennies, and I think I'm pretty good when it comes to that. So I'm not in a major rush, but at the same time, I am feeling like, I'm 31. I'll be 32 next July, which is insane, to be honest with you guys. I don't feel 32. I feel like I'm like 20. My body reminds me that I'm 32, but like other than that, like my mentality, my goals, my, I don't know, my vision is just, I'm still a young buck. That's the way I figure. And that's the biggest thing that I want to do 2023, is continue to create more memories. There was a few style videos that I've been slacking on, and I don't know why. I have to make the improvement. And what I mean by the style videos is like the documentaries. I legitimately enjoy those, the EG and the what was the other one I did? I can't remember right now. The EF documentaries, those were fun to do. They're extremely time consuming, but they were fun. And so I'm gonna see if I can. I tried doing the EK a bit back, and all three guys couldn't do it. They were, timing was just difficult. And I'm like, no problem. So I'm thinking maybe I'll do an Accord one, maybe like CBs or CDs by themselves. Maybe I'll be one of those. I don't know. But I definitely want to do another documentary type of video where I interviewed three builders. And I mean, they're very time consuming when it comes to like the editing and stuff, but I really, really like it. And I feel like now with better equipment that I have, it'll look better. It'll hopefully sound better, and hopefully we can improve the quality of them and just provide you guys some cool stories. I mean, if you guys are into that, I think that's going to be cool that we can provide you guys that. And I love you guys. A lot of you guys have been saying, oh, we need an EK one, we need an Integra one. Trust me, I get it. It's so difficult to find people to interview. It's not as easy to just say, okay, man, like, I make videos here. Like, it to this day, it's still very difficult. I'll send a lot of DMs, and some of them respond, some of them won't, and that's okay. But at the same time, to be able to get, the same chassis, and let's be honest, we're looking at cars that are very clean and tastefully modded, and so we have to be at the discretion of the time of the owner. We can't just say, oh yeah, I need you here this day. That I don't think the channels at that point where people are willing to do that. I see it for other channels where people take off from work to be featured there, and that's okay. I mean, obviously it makes sense. Their reach is so much bigger, and so we're not there yet. So I need to work around people's schedules, and that's perfectly fine. This is a hobby, and they don't owe me anything, so that makes sense. But what the problem with that is, and then that now backs up a lot of different things. Like for instance, I had set up 2-3 appointments for a Civic EK, and three of them were like, yes, we're in it, cool. They even asked me who else is gonna be part of it. I told them, like, they're like, great, that's three great lineup of cars. And then two of them were moving homes, and the other one, had to work. And I just kind of felt like, I don't want to interview one guy and then just hold on to that files for the longest, and then it gets damaged or something. Then I'm gonna have to go and interview again. And I just, so it's difficult, but it's not impossible, obviously. And so I need to do, I'll do my research. I'll work on that, and so I'll make sure that I do that, because I really, really like those videos, the documentary ones. And then there was one more thing I was gonna say I was gonna be improving upon, but I can't remember at the top of my head. But those are the top things that I'm really, really excited for the channel to continue to make those type of videos. They're, like I said, time consuming, but I think they're very worth it, and they're cool. They're cool. They just get to live on YouTube for as long as we can possibly see them. And I can't remember what else it was, but yeah, I mean, those are pretty much the major things that I kind of want to work on 2023. Whether, I'm sitting here in December 2023 saying, hey, I can't wait to get my house. And some of you guys may say, well, just buy one already. Well, look, there's different reasons why I would and I wouldn't. I know in the long run, yes, the property will go up in value, so it's important to buy it whenever. But as I like to say, you buy it when you're ready, not when someone tells you, or when you see your neighbors doing it. You just, and that applies to everything in life, I would say. You do things when you're ready at your own pace, and that it works out. So for now, I'm very happy with my little 90s buckets of Accords and that E30. I'm very happy with where the channel has come and will continue to go, and I'm very happy just with the community that we've created. And anybody who has bought merch this year, I so appreciate you guys. It's insane to know that some of these shirts and sweaters and beanies are in the East Coast, are in Canada, some in Europe. Amazing. So thank you guys so much for the love and the support. We'll catch you guys in the next Wash and Talk, and as always, thank you so much, and happy holidays. Take care, everyone.